Hey, so what you're about to watch is actually an interview with my client success manager interviewing one of our clients who's a flooring company who is absolutely killing it with our Facebook ads program that we've been doing. Gets about 20 appointments a month or so on a very, very low budget, about 30, 35 bucks a day. So it's like under 50 bucks an appointment, which is absolutely insane for advertising. So about 7 or 8 minute interview with my client success manager and one of our clients. Really, really good. Hopefully it's helpful.
What has your experience been so far working with us?
It's been positive. I mean, it's put me in front of uh, a bunch of different customers I would have never otherwise been in front of. So I'd say so far so good. It's been positive.
It's awesome. And you mentioned that you've been in front of like different customers. So what's like how have results been for you? What kind of results have you been seeing?
So I mean, I've sold a few smaller ones and a couple, good sized ones, to where it's definitely been worthwhile. And again, not only has it put me in front of customers, sold those jobs, but then those, in turn has turned me on to a couple other people already. So that part's been positive.
Okay, cool. Now I appreciate that. And in terms of like when you first came in versus how you are right now, in the beginning, were you on the fence of working with us? Like what was like one of some of those like objections that you had in the beginning?
Yeah, definitely had objections because I mean, as you know, in marketing, there's a lot of competition and there's forever companies calling your phone, texting you, emailing you, saying they can get you leads, saying they can, get you business. And I've worked with some of those other companies to, with little to no success. So I was definitely on the fence. And so I've been working with you guys for I guess about 2 months now, and it's definitely been beneficial. So I mean, you've definitely come through with what you said um, you were going to do, which is put me in front of customers, and it's been happening.
Good, good. And I've been seeing I guess this last week alone, I think you've had four or five, but just had a whole calendar booked, basically, a whole week's worth of appointments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything else. Getting you in front of them doesn't guarantee a sale, but that's definitely a major part of the battle is getting in front of people, and then it's up to you to do the rest of the work.
Right now. That you're 100% on that. And so what would you say to someone else who's on the fence, like somebody who's new, who's also thinking about, hey, should we do business with these people? What would you tell them?
Well, I would tell them, like I've said, that so far my experience has been extremely positive. And if you're on the fence about where to put your marketing money, and you have limited resources, putting them, I never tell anybody to put all their eggs in one basket, but you know, investing in you guys, so is as can pay off if you're willing to do the work. I think that's the biggest thing is, you guys can set uh, us up as flooring contractors, but you can't sell the jobs. So if you're willing to do the work, um, you guys, Globe Light will provide opportunity.
Cool. No, I appreciate that. And you're right about that, especially with the follow-up system. What do you have any comments on following up and like how your process has been?
Yeah. So following up with, that can be a long process. So getting in front of customers right now doesn't guarantee a job this week or even next month. But the fact that you have the emails that you present them with estimates, somebody could call you a couple months, a year from now, and those are customers that present you further opportunity for more customers. So I mean that's been my experience. I've sold a few good sized jobs I would never have got in front of otherwise, which is more than paid for. You know what I've had to put out working with you guys.
Got
So
it. That's good. That's good that now you're starting to see your ROI and you're starting to see, you're getting momentum. And for other people who in the beginning, they're skeptical and they're like, man, this is not working right away. The first week, second week, what would you say? Because I know we told you in the beginning, we're going to build momentum for you, and this is what's happening for you. What would be something that you would tell somebody, who's on that, like the first week, second week, and they're being impatient?
I think it's the same thing that I'm going to an extent, is you have to stay the course, because they're going to be the first week, second week, you might not sell anything. And you might not even get in front of a customer in the first few weeks, because there are going to be a lot of people that are just trolling. As one customer told me, oh, I was just trolling the internet. But for every one of those, there are going to be some that are real, and that you'll have the opportunity, if you are willing to put in the work, to sell to. Yeah, it's not going to come. I mean, there's times when you think, oh, I got all these booked, and then some people will back out. But you just got to keep following up with them. Well, when's a good time for you? Let's work this out. So yeah, if you're on the fence, the bottom line is, do you really want to get work? How much more work do you want? Do you need more work? If you need more work and you're willing to put out a few bucks and put in the work, the opportunities will come. Maybe not first week, maybe not even the first month, but the opportunities are there, and the leads are much different than something like, because I still do Angie's, but those are sourced out to multiple contractors. These aren't. These come straight to me. So that's the biggest difference. And you have the opportunity to hit the ball out the park on your own and not have to fight, 2 or 3 other guys.
Right. And you have your own set of leads, you have your own, you have your own processes versus you're competing against Bob from down the street. And, I guess people are trying to call out the same person. This is you going to them versus them. They're coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a more streamlined process. I mean, you're always competing against others, because you never know what other customers are, if they're going into stores, if they're calling other contractors. But the difference is, when they're going through your ads, they're wanting to talk to you, see what you have to say. And that's not always the case with some of these other lead generation programs, like I said, like Angie's, Home Advisor. Sometimes it's 3 or 4 different contractors you're competing against, and you're getting charged for that lead, whether that you interact with them or not.
Right. No, that's true. You make a good point on that. Other than that, you pretty much answered most of the questions that I have so far. So I'll just start recording it from here, unless you have anything else to say.
No, I mean, like I said, I intend on to continue working with you guys as long as the stuff, it keeps going the way that it's going. And I mean, I sold a job right off the bat. I think I did sell something the first week. So I have seen some return on my investment almost immediately. But I think if you're on the fence, you got to look at it as, you can't look at how many jobs did I sell this week? How many jobs did I sell this month? You got to look at it as a whole. Okay, if you sell a job and you're getting 30 to 40%, and then you don't sell one for a week, well, you've already paid for it. You've already paid for what you put in for the month to you guys. So you got to look at it as a whole. You can't look at it job by job. Well, I didn't get this job. Oh, I didn't get this job. Well, there's still people out there you got to compete against no matter what. So that's how I try to look at it. Like, it's not just job by job. It's month by month by, looking at the whole. And so far, I've definitely made a lot more money than I've spent working with you guys. So yeah, like I said, I intend to continue, and hopefully it keeps rolling and I become bigger and bigger.
Right.
That's the idea.